Oh, oh, it was a lovely sleep. Oh, sorry guys, it's Sammy, aka some guy who just got up out of bed, and let's get on and make a video. Welcome to this episode. We're going to be looking at bouncing betties. Just a couple of tips on how you can get more kills with them, how to disguise them a little bit better. Just some tips, because I use these, or abuse them, whatever you want to say, quite often, so I thought maybe I'll give you a couple of tips that could help you guys get a lot more kills. So the first one is really just chucking it in stuff like this, like little growth. Like you can barely see that, you wouldn't even notice it. It'd be red as well, but especially with these little red things here, unless you get up close, it's really gonna be hard to see it. There's a lot of areas where you can do this. See if we can find another one. What should not be another one now? Can we use this? Nope. No, we can't. Here we are. This isn't quite as good as an example, but this would work as well somewhat. Disguises it a lot better than how it normally would. Of course, you know, the enemy would see red, as in red dots rather than green ones, but it's definitely better than just that. Right, so obviously everyone knows how to avoid bouncing betties. Not really hard. You know, you can just you can prone, but you can just duck. But if you throw the bouncing betty somewhere like a staircase, near a staircase, if an enemy runs past, probably here would be a bit better, I can think of it. If an enemy runs past and triggers it off, even if they try and duck, they've got to duck down, lie prone probably to survive, rather than duck down, because obviously the blast will be up here, rather than, and you know, that's enough to kill them. So that's another use of things. So try and chuck your bouncing betties at the bottom of the stairs if you can. And also, chuck them where people are going to go. Don't chuck them in this corner of the room, because, well, most normal people aren't really going to come in and run here, are they? There's not really a reason to go there. So, could chuck it in this corner, make a bit more sense, because obviously people are going to run past that way, and especially with the stairs there. Or, I guess you could chuck it here, or even there, because there's a couple of different routes people could take. They can go that way, they can go that way. So it just gives you a bit more choice. And covers more areas as well if you're going to be camping. Obviously as well, pretty obvious, take advantage of cars and stuff, anything that explodes. There's another one over there as well. You know, make sure you take advantage of those. And I guess I've got a way, probably a lot of people know this, I wouldn't say I've got a way, but if you're willing to spend the points, then chuck in a bouncing betty and put a shock charge near it or on it. Then as soon as an enemy goes past, unless they got tack mask and flat jacket, then you're going to be quite likely to kill them. Of course, it costs twice as much as a normal setup, and it does kind of give it away as well, because you can kind of hear it. But I'm pretty sure you can't even duck if you're shocked. You can't duck for a second, so the bouncy betty comes up and it'll just take you out straight away. So that's a useful tip. I'm sure a lot of people know that, but I think it might help someone out. So the other one, other thing I'm going to show you, sorry why I just commit suicide, is a way you can disguise a bouncing betty that's is sort of hidden in plain sight. This won't work too many times, but something like Search and Destroy works quite well, especially as it's got like a nice, it's kind of tempting for people, because people see trophy systems, they think, oh, that's a lot of points if I shoot that. You check that on there. You can't see that. You would not know. If you checked it a little bit better, I'm sure you could hide it completely. There you are. You would not even know it. Even if you had engineer, all you would see is just a big red mess. So it's really quite good at disguising your bouncing betties, especially if you know someone's using engineer and on something like Search and Destroy, where maybe it's worth spending that little bit of, you know, extra point just to get kills of it. And you can even hide it in plain sight, because people are gonna, if you hit it somewhere like here, people might actually, if they come around the corner, they might actually take the time and go, oh, I can see that there, I'll come and shoot it. Well, I guess they might not. Maybe I'm hoping a bit too much, but you know, if people get distracted by something like this and they're gonna shoot it, then it's quite often gonna help you result in a kill. So I'm pretty sure that's everything I got for bouncing betties. I was going to try and include claymores as well, but to be honest with you, I just think bouncing betties are better in pretty much every respect. And they're a lot easier to disguise using these methods. Claymores, you kind of just have to put them at an angle. there's not really much trickery to it. But I guess there is some skills to placing it, so maybe at a later point I'll do it. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much everything wrapped up. I did make a video before where I talk about how you could end up with like 2 claymores, 2 bouncing betties, 2 trophy systems, and 2, what's the other thing, shock charges, all at the same time. So you could essentially end up with about 9 things out if you include the tack insert, just by using the black hat and scavenger. I was trying to find out what it was myself, and I just ended up doing the video myself. Just I thought, oh, I need to know this. But it's interesting if you want to know that sort of thing, and maybe it could be useful to you if you want to end up with just like a fortress of traps and stuff. But that's going to be at the end anyway. So other than that, guys, bye bye now. Bye bye.